Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Reflect and Revive. Hope you're doing well this morning. I'm going to go ahead and just jump right into it. I was reading a devotional this week that kind of got my mind thinking a little bit, but about this difference of being willing and being available or qualified or available. Because God works with the available, not with the qualified. I said this week, joking with Pastor Jonathan, I was like, what's the best ability? And it was like availability, of course, because it's like the best ability someone can have is being available. Because it doesn't matter how good you are at something, if you're not available, it does not matter. Now, I was reading this. In this devotion, though, I was reading from the book of Mark, chapter 6, verse 44. It says, the number of men which were fed that day were 5,000. And of course, this is the story where Jesus takes the 5 loaves and 2 fish from the little boy and, multiplies it and feeds, a huge crowd of people who are starving, who are hungry. We talked a little bit about last week is just don't just see a need, but meet the need. And so Jesus meets this need, and and so he's like, okay, so we're gonna feed these men. Now, in this day and in time, though, that's just the men, because the women and children were not seen as being as important, or and so the actual number of people who were fed that day, is maybe 10,000, 12,000, 15,000. Who knows the actual number if you include all the women, all the children. And if we look at this, who was the person that Jesus used here? It was someone they didn't even count. It was a little boy, because he was available, because he said, not only was he available, but he was willing. And he's like, I will give you my lunch, I'll give you my fish, I will give you, my bread, and whatever you can do with that. And so then he actually ended up taking more back home. Consider that truth whenever you're going through your own life. Don't disqualify yourself for something because you think you're not good enough, you're not qualified enough, you're not going to be able to get the job done because you're not the person for that job. Consider that truth is that God is not looking for just the qualified. God is looking for those who are willing and those who are available. And sometimes we see this wide area where it's, you feel like there's just so much that needs to be done. And so because there's so much that needs to be done, we get overwhelmed and decide just not to do anything. Am I the only one? I did that. Actually, it was this week with work. I was looking at my workload, and I just felt incredibly overwhelmed with everything that needed to happen. So for about 2 hours, I was like, I just don't want to do anything. I'm just looking at everything and trying to figure out how. I'm like, I don't want to do it. Don't want to do anything. And we can't do that in our lives, especially in ministry and in our families and in our communities. We see so much that needs to get done, and so we just decide to not do anything. Don't do that. Don't do nothing because it just seems like there's so much. Do what you can do and trust God to do what you can't do. And in all things, look to God and trust Him to do the impossible, and He will do it. I'm just going to challenge us and just ask, like, God, may we never miss an opportunity to be available for you and to be available to you and do what you want us to do, because we're afraid that we're not qualified. God, just remind us, Lord, that if we're willing and available, that you're going to use us. I hope this has been challenging or challenging you a little bit, and just kind of making you question some things and how God can use you. And I hope it's been a source of help and strength. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Looking forward to see you this weekend. God bless. Have a good day.